Okay, back in base camp, training camp for the next 6 weeks, solely focused on getting fit towards a race at the start of November. But what can you do right now? What tiny little changes can you make right now? Top 3 changes that you could make and keep exactly what you're doing right now, but just make these little tweaks. What 3 changes would they be? Now, number 1, go easier on easy and recovery runs. Go easier and easier on recovery runs. It's number 1. I go on about it all the time. There's so many people are doing too much in the gray zone, meaning they do their recovery runs and easy runs too fast. So that their interval sessions and long runs, they're fatigued and they can't get that super compensation that they need in order to improve much better. What you will find is once you start to go easier on your recovery runs, on your easy days, then you're going to have more freshness in the legs to really push it on interval sessions and long run, so that you're going to improve more. You're going to get more super compensation. That's number 1. Number 2, take your recovery serious. So recover like a pro. Always say recover like a pro, and that means hydration, it means electrolytes, it's the timing of those. Get sugar into the body, ideally sports drink, ideally Morton. As soon as you finished your run, your training session, put that glycogen back into the muscles, back into the liver, so that you start the recovery process as soon as you possibly can after each training session, whether that's an easy run, recovery run, weight session, interval session, and long run. But especially that the harder you go, the more important recovery is, and the more important it is to do as soon as you finished. That's what I would do with that. Number 3, and this is something that you can start today, but it's a work in progress, and it's something that you need to train in order for you to in order for it not to kind of take over your body, if you like, and derail you. And that is to practice on interval sessions and long runs. Practice the nutrition that you're aiming to use on the race day. So whatever your objective is, whatever you're training towards right now, maybe you're not training towards anything, but you know in the future that you're going to book a marathon or ultra marathon, whatever it might be, half marathon, 10K, it doesn't matter. Practice, especially if you're going to be going longer than an hour, practice with the nutrition that you're going to use on race day. So that means whatever your nutrition is at the moment, however many carbohydrates per hour you're taking in right now, the likelihood is that 99% of us can do better. So give you an example. My nutrition was literally, I took a gel every 40 minutes, and that was my nutrition, and that was certainly better than nothing. It was getting me somewhere, and what I was usually getting from that is I've got enough energy to get towards the end of the race. Sometimes I would suffer in the last 10 kilometers of a marathon, for instance. Once I realized that I could take in a lot more carbohydrates per hour, because that's what a gel will say to you. You can take in 1 gel every 40 minutes, and that gives you about 25 grams of carbohydrate per 40 minutes, about 100 calories, so about 150 calories per hour, and about 37.5 grams of carbohydrate. You can actually take at least double that, and I'd start with 50 grams, and then 60 grams, and then 70 grams, and then 80 grams. I take it 80 to 90 grams of carbohydrate per hour, and what I get from that is I don't bonk, and so I don't run out of energy during races if I keep within myself. The recovery is so much faster, and that's the biggest point. The recovery is so much faster, and that's the red thread through all these things. The recovery is so much faster because instead of tapping into your glycogen supplies, and then tapping into muscles and tapping into and then microtearing muscles and things like that, it's less muscle damage because you're putting the right fuel in before and during the run than you were before. If you were just kind of taking a gel every 30-40 minutes like I was, you can be doing so much better than that if you get towards 80 to 90 grams of carbohydrate per hour. So aim for that. It's a process. It'll start to feel a lot in the stomach initially if you're used to taking, like I was, one gel per 40 minutes. But once you crack that, you're not going to want to move back, because you'll realize how great your sessions are, how well fueled your sessions are, and how good your recovery is, because you're starting your recovery before you've even started the session, which is so important. And if you can get into that rhythm, if you can put that into habit, you're going to find that your race times are much faster. Good luck.